Okay, guys, I really don't have anything new to show right now. I'm in the process of getting the short 384 tender painted and ready to roll with the engine, and I'm back to working on the Galloping Goose. I've got some technical problems I need to work out, but every time you re-engineer something that's engineered, that's what happens. But what I'm doing is making this video in response to somebody wanted to know if this JAD Hiawatha had a McCoy motor in it, and it does. And their statement was, well, they always thought that they were crap. They didn't pull worth a damn. Well, what I've got is I've got three McCoy engines that I've used. One, of course, which came in the JAD. The other I bought for this Williams 381 and put into it many, many years ago. And you can't see it up there, but there is an American Flyer that's got a McCoy American Flyer that was put in it, probably to replace the old one that took a crap on them. But the JAD is a little over 8 feet long. That's a lot of car to pull. And even though these are 72-inch radius on the outside, I think everybody knows that the moment you come into a curve, the friction increases. It's hard to start a train on a curve. And if you've ever dealt with wind-ups, I used to do a lot of wind-up stuff. They would run like the wind on the straightaways, but if they were pulling any cars at all, they always slowed down in the curves, and they almost invariably always stopped on the curves. If they got just past the curve, then they would pick up speed and continue on. But there's so much friction generated when the wheels are in a curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show to you that the McCoy motors pull well. And also, you got to realize, for instance, the 381 was a single motor. When Lionel brought it out, it couldn't pull the state set. They had to put weights in the thing to pull it, which is why then went to the 408 with the double motors. Now, I've got these 400 series cars. The only thing I didn't add, which came extra with it, was the diner. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's you could make it a 5-car set. This will not pull 5 cars. It will pull 4. And it pulls them relatively good, too. But here again, we got a 54-inch radius, and this thing was designed to run on a 41-inch radius. So you can imagine the amount of friction and the drag that these things had. And to be honest with you, I have probably kept the Arab oil states in business by no other action, not buying gas, but buying oil to keep these wheels on these axles as lubricated as possible, because let's face it, it's punched tin riding on a little steel cylinder. A lot of friction is developed when they do that. So we're gonna start out with the JAD, and I ain't gonna give it much power. I've got it all oiled, and it should be able to go at a minimum to get it started. I mean, so here we go. That's all I've got on it. Of course, we'll speed her up. I'm getting very little wheel slippage. And here again, it's all due to the fact that I tore that whole outfit apart and I oiled it well, because the engine would not even begin to pull those cars initially. All right, now we'll go to the 381. It don't take much to get it started. I like the engine in this. It's almost like it's all on bearings, but it's not. That's all we turned it on to. And if I were to put a pound or two of weight in this thing, if I wanted to, I could pull a whole hell of a lot more. It's a good motor. I don't even begin to have this turd wide open. Now this is not as long as the Hiawatha set, but there's a lot of cars there. And last but not least is going to be the American Flyer with the McCoy American Flyer motor in it. That's all I turned it on to. And it's pulling it. Now we'll pick up the pace. Because this is a 41-inch radius and it pulls hard. And this is a hell of a long freight train. So anyone that says McCoy motors can't pull, I beg to differ. Now, of course, the bigger you get it, the harder it is to pull. I realize that. But weight and condition of your rails, we all know how greasy they get. I usually use lighter fluid on mine in a rag, and hope nobody has a spark at any given time, and it goes up in flames. But you know what? I'm 73. So if I die a Viking's death and it burns down around me, I really don't give a damn. But that's where we're at with the McCoy engines, electric motors. I think they're a good product. I would not hesitate to buy more and put them into carcasses that didn't have motors with them. So take it for what it's worth. My information's free. You're not paying me for it. You guys have a good beginning of the week. Toodaloo.